Real Madrid will be looking to end their Copa del Rey drought when they take on CA Osasuna at Estadio de la Cartuja in Seville, on Saturday night. The Merengues have not won the King's Cup since 2014, during Carlo Ancelotti's first stint as the manager of the club. And they will now be gunning to win the elusive trophy again in the face of their flailing La Liga campaign. Ahead of the game, senior defender Dani Carvajal interacted with the media and touched on several topics, including the Copa del Rey drought as well as the controversies surrounding Vinicius Jr. being targeted by opposition players. Kicking things off, Carvajal said, "First of all, I would like to offer my condolences to the family of Arsenio Iglesias." Then talking about the Copa final, the defender added, "I won my first title, which was the Copa del Rey, 9 years ago. We are very excited. We know it will be a difficult game. I'm plugged in the locker room there are many players accustomed to playing these kind of games." Talking about the season objectives of the team at the start of the season and now, Carvajal said, "At the beginning of the season we set ourselves the goal of winning everything. The cup was missing, the clubs are facing it with great enthusiasm. We always fight for everything and this year we have achieved the goal of reaching the final." The right-back also insisted that Real Madrid were not the favourites for the game, claiming that Osasuna can be a complicated opponent. "We don't consider ourselves favourites. Osasuna has made merits to get here, we saw that they managed to endure against Barcelona with one player less. They are a complicated rival." The Real Madrid veteran also spoke about Vinicius Jr., saying, "When he arrived we already saw that he was going to be a star. He was meme fodder and when he received all that criticism, he got over it. Now he's one of the best in the world and everything he's earned it." On the refereeing and his arguments with match officials, Carvajal said, "Perhaps I complain to the referees a lot, it's something that should be corrected. The other day my red card cost us the game. We always try to talk to them. As Courtois said, the referees try to do their best, act without premeditation and perhaps they should favor the fast game and prevent the teams from destroying the game. It should be a point to be corrected for next season." On the differences between the Champions League and the Copa final, he said, "I notice differences between the Cup and Champions League finals. There is a special atmosphere because some players don't have this title. Our way of working doesn't change, you always have emotions before such a game." Talking about the decisive stretch of the campaign, he added, "We have 2 weeks in which our season will be practically decided because the league has been very complicated for us. Tomorrow we want to get a new title, which will mean we have won all the titles in 2 years. Our focus is only on Osasuna." Osasuna manager Jagoba Arrasate is plotting Real Madrid's downfall this weekend, as he hopes to lead Osasuna to a first-ever Copa del Rey title, but the Basque coach was also singing the praises of his opposite number, Carlo Ancelotti. The pair met in La Liga at El Sadar in February this season, when remarkably Ancelotti told Arrasate that they would be seeing each other in the final of the Copa del Rey. As it happened, that turned out to be the case. Arrasate was asked about the reputation that Ancelotti has as simply a man-manager amongst some by Marca. "There are a lot of people around football, and I can understand someone saying that, but I don't share it. Carlo is a great group manager and a great coach. Also tactically. Look at the teams he's been with and what he's done. We analyze things in more detail." According to the former Real Sociedad coach, Ancelotti is not only a good tactician but an excellent person. "As a person, I value him very much because he is a gentleman. He always takes good care of all the coaches. Cares about you. And then, on a tactical level, I think he has that calm even in the most critical moments to analyze the game and find the key. See how he managed last year's Champions League matches when everyone saw that the rival was superior. He changes 2 or 3 things and makes the whole team better. He has a great vision of everything that is happening and what can happen. And I value that very much. And question the idea that every team has to be following a perfect plan conceived and practiced in training. There is a lot of talk about the methodology, but the most important thing a coach must have is to see what happens on the grass. Sometimes we focus more on the week, training, but the most important thing is the game. That's where your team has to be better." In terms of going up against him on Saturday night, Arrasate was hoping the magic of the cup would remain with his team. I hope he gets it wrong, but even doing that, there's a chance it still works out because he has a great team and good pieces. I hope that the very important Champions League game that they have 3 days later will influence them. But he has already said that he attaches great importance to the cup because that way they could have won all the titles in 2 years. I hope for the best Madrid, but also for the best Osasuna. The cup, yes, has always been different. This year, there have been moments where we have been out, and then we have been resurrected. It has something magical and we also hold on to that magic. Maybe we are tricking ourselves, but we want to hold on to that magic that the cup has. Los Rojillo have gone up against Los Blancos twice already this season, securing a 1-1 draw at the Santiago Bernabeu, and losing 2-0 at El Sadar. In both games, they gave their opponents a good challenge, but it has been pointed out by Arrasate that not only are finals different, but that Real Madrid rarely make mistakes in them.